The journey was from August 27th to September 26, 2018. 31 days on the road. I rode over 6,000 miles from Florida to Newfoundland and back, traveled through 2 countries, and had the motorcycle on the auto train. I went back to my beginnings and rode through Brooklyn, New York. I took 7 ferries, 2 of which were overnight, and I went through 4 Canadian provinces and about 14 US states. Lots of roads were traveled through cities, towns, villages, and a wide array of landscapes. I connected with many interesting people and heard their cool stories. A full range of weather, road conditions, and accompanying emotions were experienced. It was a rich, wonderful experience. During my 50 days on the road traveling across the country, I endeavored to explore who I am and who I was becoming. It was now time for the newfound man to go back to the beginning. This trip would be a continuing journey to reflect on my life, the newfound human being I am, and what it meant to connect with the best version of myself. Traveling to Brooklyn, where I was born and grew up, the beginning, and then on to Atlantic Canada, the Maritimes and Newfoundland, the edge of North America. It would be an overland motorcycle journey to my beginnings and then onward. I would ride from Florida to Brooklyn by motorcycle, arriving in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, where it all started, where I was born. I wanted to explore where I grew up, noting how the places have changed, how I had changed, and how certain things were the same. I would then go north to Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and on to Newfoundland before making my way back home. It was time to take my newfound perspective for a ride. I believed this journey would be an opportunity to reflect on my life so far. Traveling through the places where I grew up, I expected would trigger many memories and would also serve as a reminder of how much things have changed, as well as how much I have changed and experienced during my life. The impermanence of it all and the gratitude for all that has come and gone was how I felt. Yet my thoughts sometimes wandered too far into the future. I thought about what my purpose in life was and how much time was left. I realize this is a human condition, and I'm sure everyone struggles with those same thoughts. At any age, the poignant reality of life is ever present. The 50-50 journey was a new reality that I experienced. During that time, the feelings of joy and gratitude found their way into the foreground of my being. The effort back at home had all the trappings of convention, conformity, and routine. So much time was trapped in the noise of cable news, the reality of the world, and the anxiety of the future. The noise can erode one's hope, and I truly feel that hope is the heartbeat of life. As expected, there was a lot more effort required to keep my head above the noise and in that field of joy and gratitude. This was a huge reason why this journey was so important for me to take. I needed to recharge my newfound perspective and continue the momentum that I created on the 50-50 journey. I've called the previous trip an endeavor of the soul, and that remains true for this upcoming journey. I'm convinced that these journeys are a way to exercise my soul, to enrich my spirit, and to strengthen my being as I travel the path in this incarnation. I was hopeful that traveling to my beginnings in Brooklyn and onward to Newfoundland would be a journey full of gratitude and adventure. While I was looking forward to reflecting on my life and recapturing the feelings of joy I experienced during my 50 days, I was most excited about the unknown and newness of the experience that awaited me. The wanderlust I was feeling was the call to exercise my soul, and the dreams of what awaited me fueled my desire to go. I thought about the freedom I felt on the road and to be in the moment. The quote by Milan Kundera captures that feeling. Quote, "What could I say? Maybe this. The man hunched over his motorcycle can focus only on the present instant of his flight. He is caught in a fragment of time cut off from both the past and the future. He is wrenched from the continuity of time. He is outside of time. In other words, he is in a state of ecstasy. In that state, he is unaware of his age, his wife, his children, his worries, and so he has no fear, because the source of fear is in the future, and a person freed of the future has nothing to fear." Milan Kundera. The idea of another journey excited me, but there was also a bit of hesitation and a sense of anxiety about leaving home again. I reflected on the fact that life was to be lived and experienced. I knew that going meant no regrets, and I'd look back and say, wow, what a ride. Quote, Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty, well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." Hunter S. Thompson. Here's an excerpt from a Jack Kerouac letter. I have lots of things to teach you now, in case we ever meet, concerning the message that was transmitted to me under a pine tree in North Carolina on a cold winter moonlit night. It's said that nothing ever happened, so don't worry. It's all like a dream. Everything is ecstasy inside. We just don't know it because of our thinking minds. But in our true blissful essence of mind is known that everything is all right forever and forever and forever. Close your eyes, let your hands and nerve endings drop. Stop breathing for 3 seconds. Listen to the silence inside the illusion of the world, and you will remember the lesson you forgot, which was taught in immense milky ways of cloudy innumerable worlds long ago and not even at all. It is all one vast awakened thing. I call it the golden eternity. It's perfect. We were never really born. We will never really die. It has nothing to do with the imaginary idea of a personal self, other selves, many selves everywhere, or one universal self. Self is only an idea, a mortal idea. That which passes through everything is one thing. It is a dream already ended. I know this from staring at mountains months on end. They never show any expression. They are like empty space. Do you think the emptiness of space will ever crumble away? Mountains will crumble, but the emptiness of space, which is the one universal essence of mind, the one vast awakening, empty and awake, will never crumble away because it was never born. The world you see is just a movie in your mind. Jack Kerouac. Don't worry, it's all a dream anyway. Live life to the fullest and know that everything will be all right. This is the mantra I told myself. I knew I would be better off for having experienced whatever lied in front of me on this upcoming journey. I was determined to stop analyzing and let the dreams become a reality. I was anticipating those blissful, beatific moments to come.